John Caparulo is living the dream.
I'm like, look, lady, I don't mind wearing a condom. It's the lipstick that bothers me. Plus, if you're worried about STDs, relax. All I've got is diarrhea and herpes.
A really fucking bad dream.
Oh man, did you fart?
Why would you ask me that before the walrus? And no offense.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We got some minor turbulence up ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome John Caparulo, cartoon comic.
Fuck!
Yeah, so here we are. It's good to be back in San Diego. It's been a while since I've been here. Thanks for having me. Yeah, I grew up in Ohio, so this is different. Like like the first time I came to San Diego, when I used to come to the Comedy Store in La Jolla. So we'd like stay at this condo right on the beach in La Jolla. And I remember I got a big like eye opening. Like even your homeless people are kind of fucking picky. I mean, 'cause I remember like we were like sitting on the back patio of this condo, and it overlooks like Pacific Beach, and there's a homeless guy out there on the beach. He just had a sign that said, "No bullshit, I just want a beer." I'm like, I respect that, And somebody had left Coronas in the fridge at this condo, so I was like, well, I'm not drinking them. I grabbed them. I go out to the patio. I'm like, hey man, I got Coronas. He's like, nah. Can't have bottles on the beach. I'm like, I'm pretty sure you're not allowed to take a shit on the beach either. That didn't stop you an hour ago. What the fuck? Jesus Christ. But I've always liked coming to San Diego. It's cool. I like it here. It's a nice town. I've been on the road a lot lately. I just came back. I was in Wisconsin because shit's going well. I was outside Green Bay. It was Appleton, Wisconsin. I was there, and I'd never seen this. They're driving me to the hotel. We're going through a residential neighborhood, and the girl driving me, she points over. She's like, "Look, turkeys." I've never had that happen outside the grocery store. Somebody's like, "Look, turkeys," and they were fucking turkeys. I looked at somebody's yard. There was 5 wild turkeys in somebody's yard. And I was like, do they own them? And she's like, no, they're just there. I'm like, fuck, that'd be scary to wake up to, wouldn't it? If I woke up to it, because they don't look like birds. They look like fucking fat raptors or some shit. It's very scary animals. And I was like, if I woke up and saw that in my yard, I'd be like, I don't think I'm going to go to work. I know that. I can't make it in today. Fucking turkeys. Yeah, because that would be, because the people there, they said they're aggressive, which that'd be fucking hazardous, wouldn't it? That would suck to get attacked by fucking turkeys, right? Cause we live in Vegas now, we live right, by the mountains. Have you ever heard, when coyotes get a hold of something? That's fucking awful. I always feel bad for whoever they caught. If it's a rabbit or some shit, because they can't just eat them. They got to be dicks about it, They're like, if I was a rabbit, I'd be like, could you just fucking eat me? Shut the fuck up, all right? Really? You have to be such a hillbilly about it? Just fucking, finish the job. But, getting attacked by turkeys would probably be worse. Because, it would hurt probably, but it'd also be kind of hilarious at the same time, ow, ow. They're like, get his pants off. What the fuck? What kind of attack does this turn into? Shit. I get home all fucked up from that. It's scratched up with feathers and shit all over you. My wife would be like, what happened to you? Nothing. I don't want to fucking talk about it, all right? It was, I've been traveling a lot again. I've been, like I said, living in Vegas. We lived in Vegas for about 6 years. If you've been there, it's different too. Vegas, it's we lived there. Like I said, we lived there 6 years. Most people don't realize this. Like during the pandemic, like Nevada was like one of the stricter states, like with the masks and shit. Like it was illegal to have a fucking mouth in Nevada for like 2 years. It sucked. Like even after they lifted the mask mandates, like at the airports, like the Vegas airport, for a good like 6 months after that, they still made a point to tell you, like when you checked in for your flight, they're like we no longer require passengers to wear a mask on the plane, but we still recommend that you do. It's like, I take my boarding pass, I'm like, okay. Like, why are you squinting at me like that? That's fucking creepy. I don't miss that shit at all. Like, I don't know if you guys had to travel much during all the COVID stuff. Like even when you checked in, like, remember you checked into the kiosk? Remember that? And what did it say? Have you experienced any symptoms related to COVID-19 in the past 10 days? Who was gonna say yes to that shit? Like, why would I drive to the fucking airport if I was gonna say yes to that? Yeah, I just wanted to come let you know. Yeah, I'm gonna go on back home, keep being a fucking moron for a few more weeks. Been nice talking to you. Yeah, I've always hated travel. That's always been the big drawback to this line of work for me. I love doing comedy. I mean, laughing at stupid shit with strangers is pretty cool. You know, it's just to get it, like the airplanes and hotel rooms that gets old. Like whenever they invent teleporting, I'm gonna be at the front of the fucking line. I don't care if they're still like tweaking the system and it hurts. It's like, you ready to go? Let's do it. San Diego, perfect. All right, that works out great. I mean, my asshole's bleeding, but you know what? It kind of was before I got in that thing. So I don't want to start assigning blame where I shouldn't. So, I've always hated like I'm back to the point where like I guess like I fly because I mean like we moved to Vegas because I had what's called a residency show, so I was able to like stay home for a while there. But then after COVID hit, it's like now I just use the airport and well I'm back to the point where like I fly enough to like little shit will get on your nerves. If you spend enough time on airplanes, like stupid shit just starts to bother you. Like I'm back to the point like where it's like if I don't get upgraded, I get fucking cranky. You ever get upgraded to first class? You can't go back after that. Coach is like a fucking concentration camp now. It fucking sucks. Because they're so mean to you back there. You find out, like, you ever get to ride up in the front of the plane? They treat you like a person up there. It's amazing. Welcome aboard, Mr. Caparulo. Would you like something to drink before we take off? Do you need a pillow? Here's a kiss. Thank you, Philip. I wasn't used to all that. I was used to the back of the plane. Sit the fuck down and shut up. Like, what? I was sitting. Why'd you kick me, motherfucker? They're dicks, man. Like if I don't get upgraded, I at least try to get an exit row seat, because I'm tall. And they might as well make you fill out a W-2 for that shit. How many times do I have to answer the same question getting on a plane? Are you ready and willing to assist in the event of an emergency? You can't just be like, yeah, whatever. You gotta show some enthusiasm for that shit. It's like, sir, yes, sir. I'm just happy to be on the team. What do you want me to do? Like, do you really think I'm gonna own up to this agreement in the air? Like, if the plane's going down in flames, we're all screaming like, oh my God, we're gonna die! Oh shit, I have a verbal commitment to honor, don't I? I'm sorry. You have an extra apron? Right this way, ma'am. Watch your step. Thank you for crashing American Airlines. We know you have a choice in the matter, and we have a credit card offer for you on the way down. It's we're all gonna die, but you're gonna save 5%. So you got that going for you. I've always hated travel. I've been to a lot of new places like this time around. I was actually, you know what? Like I feel like when I travel, like that's when I eat the worst. Is like when I'm on the road. Like I'm a little better at home. Like I cook at home and stuff. But it's like when I'm on the road, it's terrible. I was in Tampa last year. I never had this happen to me anywhere. So I stopped. It was after a late show on a Friday. I stopped, like I was on my way back to the hotel. I stopped at Taco Bell, because I got to maintain this. This doesn't just fucking happen, people. And I pull into Taco Bell. They got the sign out front that says open till 1 a.m. I pull in, it's maybe 12:32. It's nothing egregious. I pull in, I get up to the intercom, I get the usual greeting. Welcome to Taco Bell. May I take your order, please? I'm like, yeah, I have a Nachos Bel Grande. And this woman just cuts me off in mid-sentence. She's like, we ain't got no more food. Like, well, why did you fucking answer? Like, I mean, really, it's like, we're just to have this awkward conversation now? Because, like, now what do I say? Oh, okay, well, how have you been? You know, I mean, like, what? Like, why did you answer at all? What, in case I was here for an overpriced Pepsi? Fuck off. I mean, she was so indignant about it. She acted like I stopped at her house. Like, any meatloaf or anything from earlier? Like, Jesus Christ, lady. Like, what gave me the impression you had food here? I don't know, the posters with burritos and shit on them, my friend? I don't know. Worst part is I had to drive past the window with her fucking mean mugging me the whole way out. I'll see you tomorrow? Hey, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I actually, when I was in Wisconsin last week, I stopped at it was a Hardee's, which is Carl's Jr. out here, same shit. And I stop at a Hardee's, and I pull up. I'm the only guy. I pull up to the intercom, and there was you could tell it was a male voice that greeted me. It was like, hi, welcome to Hardee's. Did you use the website today or whatever they ask you now? I'm like no, and then he just I don't know if it's because I answered that way, and suddenly the same dude, his voice went, okay, can I take your order? I'm like, what the fuck just happened? And it was weird, and he was so straight about it. Like, I didn't hear snickering in the back or anything. I'm like, I didn't want to respond, well, I'll have a, I didn't want to do that. So I'm like, I just thought, well, he seems to be playing it straight. So I'm like, I'll have a superstar with cheese and a Coke. Yeah. And he's like, okay, that'll be $9.67. I'm like, all right. I'm like, I felt so weird just I'm like, do I do a voice? Oh, okay, let's do it. But I'm like, I started to pull up, and I looked at my wallet, and I only had a 50, which I'm like, where the fuck did I get this? It's like the ATM doesn't put that out. It's like I don't still get Christmas cards or birthday cards from my grandmother. Like, why do I have a fucking 50? And I get up to the window, and the first thing I said before you open, I'm like, hi, can you take a 50? And there was a wild turkey in there with a gun. He's like, I'll take them pants too. That's right. That didn't happen, but that's kind of stupid. I've been a lot of new places this time around. Like I said, there's a lot of places I've gone to a lot of times over the years, like Cleveland, St. Louis, places like that. But a lot of new places this time around. I was in Fort Wayne, Indiana, because my career's on fucking fire. Apparently, they were nice people. It just sounds like shit, though, doesn't it? It's like, where am I going? Oh, Fort Wayne, Indiana. I guess I'm a 1940s NBA team. All right, that sounds like fun. I was in where else? I was in Washington State. It was like a 2-night thing where I did I did a Friday, Saturday where I did theaters in 2 different cities. The Friday night I was in Everett, Washington, which I'd at least heard of before, but then the Saturday show was in a place called Enumclaw, Washington, which I never heard of. And people were sending me social media messages before that show. They're like, oh, you need to Google Enumclaw, Washington before you go there. I'm like, okay, or you could just tell me. I mean, there's that option too, right? I mean, and I Googled it the night before the show. I'm like, fuck, I think that's what they meant, because it was the 3rd thing down on Google. If you Google Enumclaw, Washington, it goes enumclaw.com, Enumclaw weather, and then the 3rd thing is, in 2005, some dude died getting fucked by a horse. Like, holy shit! And then the 4th thing was my show. So, I mean, it's like the odds of them pushing that shit to page 2 were fucking slim, right? I went down a whole rabbit hole with that thing. There was a documentary about it on YouTube that I do not recommend. That'll stay with you. But I mean, because the story was, they said it was a group of guys who would go do this on the weekends, because obviously it's not the type of thing you would want to do alone. I mean, if you're gonna have sex with a horse, first thing you want is fucking witnesses, I guess. But I mean, because when I heard it was a group of guys, I'm like, you got to figure. I mean, as demented as that is, whoever suggested that activity to their group of friends, it's kind of courageous, too, when you think about it. I mean, it's not like suggesting fucking bowling, right? I mean, what do you guys want to do this weekend? Hey, you want to go bowling? What else? I wasn't going to bring this up, but, you guys want to sneak onto somebody's farm, let horses fuck us? See, it's courageous, because if your friends say no to that idea, you're probably not going to see them again. You know, it's not like they're just going to move past that to where you can go, oh, okay, well, what about a movie? You know, you're done making suggestions, right? I mean, because they said, because the one guy died, but a couple of the other guys, they said, ended up doing prison time over it, which I was like, if there's anybody who's not afraid of prison, unless my cellmate's a fucking elephant, I think I'll be okay. I mean, kind of been warming up for this shit for years, but because it always seems like stories like that, like they'll get out in the news. Like, it seems like every few years, like there'd be a story like that, somebody doing weird shit like that with animals. Like, I always wondered, like, how does the story get out? Yeah, I mean, because not that I condone the activity, but it's not like the horse was gonna press fucking charges, right? I mean, it's like, all you had to do was shut the fuck up about it, right? I mean, because, like they said the guy died at the hospital. I'm like, when they took him to the emergency room, and the doctor's like, oh, what happened to this guy? I'm like, why didn't they just go, I don't know. Yeah, we're on our way to go bowling. We saw him out front, so you guys are good, right? You don't need our names, bye. Because that, like I said, that happened in 2005. So it's been 19 years, almost 2 decades since that happened. I'm like, would that still happen today? Would the guy still die from horse sex in 2024? Or has medical science maybe progressed enough that maybe the guy wouldn't die from horse sex? I don't think he would. Think about it. It's 2024. You take a friend to the emergency room. He's covered in flies. Smells like horse shit. All of his insides are hanging out of his ass. I think naturally the doctor will look at him now and go, oh my God, this guy's got COVID. So, I mean, it's... I don't feel great about that joke. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's just one of those ones that get in the back of my mind. I'm like, do I tell this one or am I better than this? And obviously the answer to that today is no. So here we are. But that's where I'm hanging out. Fucking Enumclaw. I was in, I remember it was right after, it was like one of the first gigs I did, like after like COVID hit and everything. Like it was like end of 2020, early 2021. I was in, I went to Huntsville, Alabama. Yeah, okay. Like, and that's never good. Yeah. No, I was in, because I've been to Birmingham, but I'd never been anyplace else in Alabama. But I remember like, I got there, it was like right before like the first show, because I remember like I had to just drop my stuff off. I get back on the elevator at the hotel to go back downstairs, and when I get on the elevator, it was like an older guy already on the elevator, maybe like, I don't know, 65 or 70, and then like I get on the elevator, and as the doors start closing, this younger couple, like they run up and they start to get on the elevator, but then they did that like weird pandemic pause that everybody would do, where they start sizing everybody up. They're like, there's 2 of them, what do we do? Because I don't know about you guys, when I get on an elevator, I like to get naked and start fucking coughing. Because, I don't know what I got, but I want to spread it around the box. And they just froze like we were a couple of grizzly bears. Like, and the doors just closed with him staring at us like that. And so after the doors closed, the older guy looks over at me and he's like, I hate to see that. You ever find yourself agreeing with somebody too fucking fast? Because I thought I knew what he meant. He's like, I hate to see that. I'm like, yeah, that's stupid. And he's like, yeah, why can't that white girl find a white guy to go out with? I'm like, God damn it. Give me my words back, sir, you son of a bitch. I didn't mean to agree with that. Like, I'm sorry, I just got to Alabama. I always forget to set my watch back several fucking decades when I arrive. My bad. What the fuck? Like, you hate to see that? I'm like, what? They look like they wanted to be together. I don't know. I mean, I can see if the doors were closed and the girl's like, help! It's like, yeah, I hate to see that too. Looked like she was gonna get stabbed, but looked fine. I don't know, but yeah, weird. I was in Chattanooga for the first time, Chattanooga, Tennessee. I do recommend visiting Chattanooga. It's fun being in a city where adults use the word choo-choo. That was funny. The first time I heard it, like the plane landed, I called the club owner. I'm like, yeah, I'm on the ground. Where's my hotel? Like, just meet me over at the choo-choo. I'm like, okay, I'll ride over on my horsey. Like, you're a grown-up, right? I mean, I did. I met him at the choo-choo. It felt like a fucking idiot. But I just remember that trip, though, because flying from Vegas, I had to connect in Chicago, which I do a lot. It's about 3 hours in the air from Vegas to Chicago. I just remember that trip, specifically, though, because I had to take a dump on a plane. If you ever find yourself pooping on an airplane, your plans didn't work out, right? It's like nobody puts that shit on their itinerary. Like, oh, I'll just poop on the plane. That sounds perfectly reasonable and fucking convenient. Why don't I do that? It's like a porta-john with turbulence. It's terrible. This is gonna take longer to wipe. Fuck. Like every time I'm in a bathroom like that, I always wonder, like, do airlines and other corporations, do they save that much money by buying unquilted toilet paper, really? Are quilts that expensive? Because they're necessary. Toilet paper with no quilts isn't even toilet paper. It's a prop. Like, for those of you who don't so much like to wipe your ass, as smear it. Yeah, this shit, like... Doesn't seem to be getting any less back there. I don't know. I feel like I'm just moving it around. But I was in the bathroom on a plane long enough that, like, the flight attendant started knocking on the door, which does wonders for your self-esteem. I mean, really, I recommend that experience. Is everything okay in there? Like, what if it wasn't? Yeah, really, like, no, I could really use another set of hands. You might, like, what's gonna happen? Do you think I'm fucking joyriding in here, lady? I don't want to be in here any more than you want me in here. Toilet paper doesn't work. I fucking fell a couple of times. Give me a break. Well, you're in the exit row. We need your help. No, I'm sorry. I forgot I was on the fucking clock. My bad. By the time I came out of the bathroom, there's like 3 guys in the aisle. I mean, there's a line. And I know I at least got to look the first guy in the eye, and I know what he's about to walk into. And look, I'm less than proud of that shit. I'm like, look, man, you're not required to wear a mask in there, but I really recommend that you do. Like, why are you squinting at me like that? I just want to, like, hand him a 20 and be like, look, just don't look at me again when you come back out. Just take this money and understand that I know, and I'm sorry. Yeah, that's, I'm somebody's dad. It's fucking terrible. Yeah, that's how I'm living. That, like that, the road is really, I mean, like I said, it's like the biggest part of why we jumped at the chance to move to Vegas when we did. Like I said, yeah, we lived there about 6 years. It's, I'm sure most of you guys have visited Vegas. It's, it's America's playground. It's Sin City. It's a place where you can just get into fucking whatever. You can pay for it. You can do it there. It's a great place to raise a family, really. It's, I mean, some of the shows they have there, it really does make you wonder sometimes, like, what kind of clientele are you fuckers looking for? Like, there's a show there, I've never been to it. I always see ads for it. So there's a show there called Zombie Burlesque. Every time I see the ads for it, I'm like, okay, if there's no other burlesque shows available, and you just got to see tits that bad, I can see, like, all right, let's go to the zombie one, I guess. But I mean, with all the other burlesque shows that are there, who's out there going, no, I want the one with the dead bitches in it. That's the one I want. I'm so sick of live strippers. That's so played out. I hate when they look like they're breathing. I mean, they should just arrest everybody who comes to that show. Hey, can I see your ID? Yeah. Hey, come with us. You're fucking dangerous. Yeah. We don't need you running around out there without a chaperone. So come on. It's a weird place, man. Vegas. It's it's funny because, like, I mean, like, I've noticed, like, since we moved there, I've noticed, like, I have friends that'll come visit Vegas for whatever reason. Doesn't have anything to do with me. They'll come for, like, their, like, a convention for their job. They come to see a show or something. It's like they assume because I live there, I know where all the weirdo shit is to do there. Like, I had a friend, him and his wife came for a concert at that new Sphere thing, and I went out to dinner with them the night before, and his wife goes to, like, use the restroom or something. He takes that moment while it's just me and him to go, hey, you know where I can get a rub and tug? I'm like, oh, no. Like, what the fuck? When did I become that guy? Like, I can tell you where to get groceries, you fucking scumbag. What the hell is wrong with you? Rub and tug. I wouldn't even know where to begin with some shit like, oh yeah, let me look in the R's. Like, fuck off. I don't know what to... I mean, yeah, that's something they don't just advertise that. You gotta have some inside info, or you gotta be willing to piss off a masseuse. And I'm not doing that shit. Like, I know I'd find the wrong masseuse. Get done with a massage, be like, so, how about a happy ending? How about you get the fuck out of here, sir? Yeah, you're probably right. Sorry to offend you, sir, but it's just, yeah, I can never, yeah, I've never been into weird shit like that. I'm not, That's not something I ever get into. Like, am I the only one? Like, if I got invited to one of P. Diddy's parties, I'd have been like, nah, that sounds awful. I'm not doing that at all. You know, like, I mean, there must be some people who are into that. You're like, yeah, we're going to have an orgy. Everybody's going to be oiled up and fucking. Yeah, that's why I'm not coming. Yeah, that sounds fucking terrible. Sounds fucking smelly, is what it sounds like. Yeah, I'm not getting into that shit. You know, like, I'm just, I've never been into creepy shit like that. I'm not into, you know, like, my wife and I, we've been married for 12 years now, and, you know, when I hear other guys, like, whether it's, you know, guys who are my age, maybe got divorced, or, like, younger guys, even, like, when I hear about, like, guys talk about dating now, like, it's like, I'm so lucky I met my wife when I did, because, like, we met in 2010. It seems like right after I met my wife was when all dating went digital. I'd be so fucked. Nobody's shopping for this on Tinder. You know, like, oh, fuck, tall, dark, and handsome. Where's short, fat, and grumpy? Where's he at? It's a picture of me. Just keep fucking swiping, lady. All right, I don't want to be here either. Can I sit down? My foot hurts. You know, I mean, it's like I couldn't imagine. Like, there's so much stuff that's like seems like it's almost like a normal part of dating now that used to be, I think, considered weird or deviant or fucking illegal. Like, I have never in my life sent somebody a dick pic. I mean, I get them, but it's just because my dad can't figure out how to use his phone. I'm like, this again? I'm not your doctor, dude, but like, I couldn't imagine sending somebody a picture of my penis and expecting a positive result from that, you know? Like, oh, playing hard to get, huh? This'll reel her in. No, it won't. I mean, my dick is normally something I'd want you to overlook, really. I mean, it's like, all right, let's get this out of the way. When you're done laughing, I'll be in the car. I just, you know, like, I mean, like, there's so much, like, there's almost like big business around that too. There's like almost like an industry around the presentation of your junk now. Like, you know, like every time I watch a YouTube video, anything that's like a male dominated subject or whatever, always seems to be sponsored by Manscaped. You know, because I gotta buy a special set of clippers for my balls. Really? Like, why would I do that? Like, am I the only one? It's like, if I bought new clippers, I would just demote my old fucking clippers. I mean, like, why would I buy new crotch clippers? That's a waste of money, isn't it? You know, like, I'd buy new clippers, look at my old clippers, like, hey, you have done a great job, but it's time for you to head south before you retire. You've been an asset to the company, but shit's about to get dark from here on in. Like, I've never been that into body grooming. I'm not into trimming weeds, you know? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't imagine any woman who's, like, interested in being with me, like, would that really be your deal breaker? Like, oh, I like John, but too many pubes. Really? Is that it? The crumbs didn't bother you? Really? Or the fact that I'm built like a backwards Porky Pig? Really? It's curly is what I'm saying. Is that your penis? Yeah. That's all, folks. Yeah, sorry, that's fucking dumb. But yeah, it's just like, I couldn't, it's so much stuff like that, though. It's like it's just almost like, yeah, it's almost like a normal part of, you know, people, like, interacting. Like, I was doing a show at the Palms in Vegas, I think it was last year, and the comic was on before me. I remember she was talking to this lady in the front row, and she asked her what her safe word was. You guys have a fucking safe word? And the woman didn't even think about it. She's like, chupacabra. Like, what the fuck? She had it ready to go, like it was her name or something. Like, chupacabra, how are you? And when you think about it, that's a pretty good safe word. You wouldn't even need to go over that ahead of time, would you? If you're having sex with somebody and they're like, chupacabra. I mean, you would at least pause, right? I mean, either I'm doing something wrong or I should fucking look behind me, at least, you know what I mean? Like, it just doesn't seem like the type of thing that should just come up right now. I mean, but I don't know if I thought about that, and I'm like, I don't know if I should be proud of it, but I'm proud of the fact that I'm not the type of person anybody would need a fucking safe word with, you know? Like, like, you don't need a specific word. Stop. That's a good safe word. I mean, hey, hold up a minute. Yeah, what do you need? I mean, fucking ouch. That would get my attention. I mean, who just keeps fucking plowing at that point? Like, nah, I guess again. Come on, you sign the forms. That's really, yeah, that's, it keeps going. That's fucking awful. But But it just, I don't know. It depends on who you're talking to anymore. Like, I guess where the line is for anything, you know, like I was doing a podcast with these guys. They were trying to convince me that it's not gay if you let another guy blow you. Like, I'm pretty sure that's right under, that's like the illustration in the dictionary, isn't it? It's like, that's gay. I mean, they're like, but if you blow him, then it's gay. I'm like, I don't know if that'll hold up in court. You know, it just seems like, I just can't imagine it not being gay if you ever find yourself going, oh, that feels so good, Dave. You know, like, it just, stop it, Kevin, that tickles. Hey, you know, like, it's good thing you're gay, I guess. I just always felt like, at least as a dude, if you ever have to ask yourself the question, does that make me gay? The answer is probably. You know, I mean, let's just be honest. I mean, whatever you're asking about doesn't make you straight. I know that. I mean, you know, it's like, because I've heard people say over the years, like, nobody's 100% one way or the other. Nobody's 100% gay. Nobody's 100% straight. And, you know, I'm a real live and let live kind of dude. You know, whatever consenting adults want to do, fucking have at it. But I'm not curious. I don't sit and wonder. I'm quite sure that would hurt. Yeah. Like, I was being interviewed by a gay guy one time. He said, like, if you were gay, would you be a top or a bottom? I'm like, I'd be an outside. Is what I mean. Like, yeah. No, you guys do whatever you want. Yeah, I got some shit to do in the yard, I think. So, yeah. It's just, yeah. I'm just, does it make me gay? Probably. Yeah. You know, like, cause I remember, like, my wife and I, we have a daughter. She's 9, and she got her ears pierced not that long ago, and she was worried about whether it was gonna hurt or not. And I'm like, well, I got my left ear pierced when I was like 14. I'm like, it's no big deal, it won't hurt. And she's like, why'd you just get your left ear pierced? I'm like, fuck. Like, I don't want to get into that shit. I'm like, it was cheaper, and I ran. So yeah, it was But I mean, you know, like, because back then at the time, like, this was like 89 or 90, it was like, you know, if you were a dude and you just pierced your right ear, it meant you were gay. Which I always thought that was kind of cut and dry. You know, like, if you pierce your left ear, but the earring has like a rainbow dick from it or something, it's like, it must be straight. It's on the left side. So it just seems like a little bit cut and dry. I don't know, man. But I've never been into, you know, weird shit like that, but, you know, there's plenty of that, like, yeah, in Vegas, though. Vegas is the place to go, I guess, for if you want to do weird shit. I don't know. But, you know, it's funny, because, like, people know it for that, but, like, you know, it's also, like, I mean, like, living there, it's like, you can tell, like, they're always trying to do something to make the place more, I guess, family-friendly, which just makes it creepier, really. I mean, you're surrounded by all this debauchery, and then it's like, oh, look, it's Mickey Mouse. That kind of fits, I guess. I don't know. Because, yeah, like, if you go to the Strip, now, like, the past few years, I've noticed, like, if you go to the Strip, like where the Bellagio fountains are, like, you know, like, they always have people, like, in Disney costumes, like Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, taking pictures with tourists. They didn't exactly make the cut at Disneyland, though. It's more like Mickey's degenerate brother, Mucky Mouse, is out there or some shit. Like, I remember the first time we saw him, I was with my daughter. She was maybe 5 at the time. We're at a crosswalk. I see him over there. It's crazy how you look at it differently, too, because, like, if you see Mickey Mouse at Disneyland or Disney World, you react completely differently. Like, oh, look, it's Mickey Mouse. Go give him a hug. Let's take a picture. You see Mickey Mouse anywhere but Disneyland? In the dark? It's a different reaction. It's like, oh, look, it's Mickey Mouse. Stay right here. The fuck is he doing here? Nah, we're not going to bother Mickey today. I don't think Minnie knows where he is right now. I don't want to blow his cover for him. And don't get me wrong, I mean, Vegas is hot most of the year. I've always respected the fact that guys are out there hustling, wearing Mickey Mouse costumes, taking pictures with tourists, trying to make money for crack. But you get up close, you realize that Mickey Mouse costume's got some fucking mileage on it, dude. It's got like a footprint on his cheek and shit. Like, what are you doing in your Mickey Mouse costume after work, dude? You do take it off, right? I mean, you don't go buy crack in your Mickey Mouse costume, do you? That'd be a bad move. Oh, you got some rock? Just seems like a bad business when it's got your bread and butter, right? I'll make you feel good, Mickey. Chupacabra. But it's but yeah, you know, Vegas, like, you know, it's funny because, like, it always seems like they're trying to do more stuff to make that place more normal. You know, because everywhere you go, every city you go to now has a casino of some kind. So it's like, you know, like we're becoming like a legit sports town in Vegas. Like, you know, we're like looting Oakland. Like, you know, we got the Raiders, the A's are coming. Yeah, it's when we moved there in 2018, it was like, I was surprised, like a full-fledged hockey town. And it was like, are you guys hockey fans? I was never into hockey. I was never into goal sports, I guess. Like, I didn't like soccer. Hockey seemed like soccer, except fucking slippery. You know, it just seemed confusing. But I went to my first hockey game. It was season before last. It was the year they won the Stanley Cup. Because I got invited to the game because the Golden Knights do this thing every home game where they have somebody go up on the Jumbotron and you, like, crank this siren. Get everybody hyped up for the last period of the game. Like, okay, I'll do it. Like, they gave us great seats. Me, my wife, my daughter were right by the ice. I never watched hockey before. You got to be a tough motherfucker to start a fight on some ice skates. You know what I mean? Like, there's pretty much nothing I wouldn't let go in that scenario. You could punch me in the face, take my wallet and my pants. Really, I mean, be like, you gonna let him get away with that? Yeah. I mean, I'm mad, but I don't want to fall. So yeah, I'm gonna let that go. I mean, but yeah, because every time I talk to hockey fans over the years, you ask them, like, what do you like about hockey? What do they say? Fights, right? I'm like, why don't you just watch fucking fights? They cut out the middleman. But I get it now, because after I went to a hockey game, hockey fights are different. I mean, because they're dead serious, but it's a real fight. I mean, it's brutal as shit, but it's funny because at the end of the fight, they ice skate away from it, which is fucking hilarious. I mean, it's like, you say, fuck you, fuck you. They got fucking elegant in a hurry, didn't it? I mean, turned into Swan Lake and shit. But so we watched like the first like 2.5 periods or whatever in the game, and like they sent somebody to come get me for the Jumbotron thing, and like I go up there and like they don't give you any instruction. Like it's just like, okay, John, go ahead and like it's like a box with a camera. There's like cheerleaders behind with the pom poms. Like, okay, John, go ahead and crank the siren to get everybody hyped up for the last period of the game. Like, okay, I start cranking the siren. I'm like, they're like, John, you don't have to make that noise yourself. I'm like, probably should have gone over the shit ahead of time. Fuck. They start cranking the siren. I'm like, yeah, and I didn't realize like Vegas was down like 6-0, so everybody's leaving. I'm up there going, let's go, Knights fans, let's beat traffic, motherfuckers. All right, good night. Feel like an idiot, but every time I get asked to do something like that, anything to do with like pro sports, I'm always a sucker for that shit. I got to go to a couple Super Bowls. I didn't play, but yeah, I got to go like with Super Bowl 45 and 46. 45 I remember was in Dallas. Like it snowed. That was fucking weird because I've never seen a town so unprepared for February. It was, they got, because then if you ever grown up or you ever lived anywhere like a cold weather place, like when it starts to snow, they get out the snow plow, the salt trucks, fucking shovels. In Dallas, they just watched it. They went, it'll pass. No, it won't. I mean, it's just gonna get worse. But yeah, it was bad. I went to I got to throw out the first pitch a couple times for major league games. That was a disaster. It was cool to like get at the first time I was in Cleveland was when they were still the Indians. Now they're the Guardians because. I mean, I agree. Indians had to change, but Guardians, like, what names did you fucking reject? You know, oh, we don't want to be the Cleveland Trustees. That blows. So okay. But we, I remember it was like I was in Cleveland, I was doing a show there, and it was like a promotional thing, and same thing. They don't give you any instruction there. They just give you a ball, send you out to the mound. Like I just didn't want to throw it in the dirt. You see those guys like end up on SportsCenter and shit. It's like they know how to throw a baseball, but it's like they get on a major league mound, and they turn into a fucking T-Rex. So I'm like, I'm just gonna lob it. I just wanted to get it over the plate. Catcher was there. There was a mascot there. I lobbed. I went. And both of them just went. They look at me like, I'm like, fucking make a play, dude. I mean, especially the catcher, you act like you're not dressed for it. Fucking die. But everybody booed me. That was fun. My family was there. I had to go back and sit with my mom. Everybody fucking booed me. It was like Little League all over again. It sucked. And of course, my mom's like unnecessarily supportive too. She's like, I think you did a really good job. I'm like, I think you need to shut the fuck up. Is what I think. All right, they're already booing me. So I punch my mom. It's not gonna get any fucking worse, is it? So, zip it, Gene. Then I thought I'd have a chance to redeem myself. I was in Tampa. It was a Tampa Bay Rays. They invited me to their game. Same type of thing. They play in a dome. Like it was like a Thursday afternoon game at like 1:00. I mean, there's more people here but they were cool. Man. They like let me warm up in the bullpen. Like I got loose. Like fucking, I'm throwing heat. Like I was telling the catcher, I was like, get your hand ready because it's coming. He's like, okay, yeah. So I get out on the mound. Like I told him I was throwing a fastball, and he's up there like, I'm like, that looks farther than Cleveland did. Shit. But I already told him, I was like, I committed to the fastballs. I'm like, all right, fine. Like I wind up, I'm like, yeah. The whole stadium could hear, yeah. So it's like they knew I tried. Yeah, it like I was gonna go. Oh, I'm just fucking around. I mean, they heard the effort. Fucking one hopped it right before all the other hops. Basically threw a fucking grounder, and I was ready for him to boo me. I mean, after what happened in Cleveland, I was ready to get booed. It was even worse in Tampa. They clapped. They sort of, like I was there from fucking Make-A-Wish or some shit. It's like, come on, that's a good throw for a sick little girl. Give it up for her. Yeah. But I always go do shit like that. It's always cool. I've always like like I said, the travel's always been the drawback to this profession. It's mostly like I always hated traveling before, but now that I'm a parent, it's even worse. It's hard leaving home. You guys parents? You guys have kids? Yeah. How many kids you got? Wait, who is over here? Who has kids? You have kids? You have two? Yeah. Wait, sons, daughters? What do you have? You have daughters? You have sons? You have daughters? Really? I don't know if it's like a common dad perspective, but I remember when my wife was pregnant, we found out we were having a girl. We got the ultrasound thing. We found out we were having a girl. I was somewhat relieved by that news. Not that I wouldn't have welcomed a son into the world. We found out we were having a girl. I was like, oh, whew. Now I don't have to teach somebody how to be a man. Because I still don't fucking know, really. Like, I don't be dodging those questions his whole life. Dad, how do you talk to girls? It's a good question, son. I kind of just got your mom and stopped trying, so good luck. But I love being my daughter's dad. I do. I don't know if other dads feel like this. I feel like as my daughter's gotten older, I feel like I've gotten more, I guess, useful as a parent, Because when she was a baby, I just felt fucking stupid. I mean, my wife breastfed and shit, so I'm just standing there all the time like, let me know when you want me to tap in, I tried to help as much as I could back then. I'd play with her. I'd rock her to sleep at night. I changed diapers. I didn't mind changing diapers. Diapers never bothered me. A few diapers had me concerned. A few diapers had me wondering, like, what's in my wife's tits? Like, is that milk or fucking chili? It's just a lot more shit than I expected. Thanks for laughing at that. My wife doesn't think that one's funny for some reason. Apparently old chili tits got no sense of fucking humor anymore, but whatever. It's her problem. But as much as I love as much as I love having more of a role in her life, the older she gets, there's part of me though too that's like I get depressed sometimes thinking like she's 9 now, like pretty soon she's gonna start outgrowing a lot of the shit that we do together, and I'm not, which sucks. Like still, one of my favorite things in the world to do with my daughter is like my wife has to go like run errands or something. It's just me and my kid watching cartoons and coloring. Fucking love that shit. Because I was probably going to do it anyway, but it's always nice to have a child there to validate my coloring. I don't know. I drove a plane to catch you. Shut the fuck up. But even the cartoons we watch, like, it's going to outgrow that shit too. Because, like, the past few years, like, especially, like, when COVID hit, we had to be in the house a lot more. Like, we got into a really nice, like, routine, like, a really nice, like, 3 cartoon rotation. We either watch Muppet Babies, The Smurfs, or South Park. I couldn't talk her out of that shit. I was like, oh, you like South Park? Fuck yeah. You want to get high? But she'd pick shit up from South Park, though. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, I'll probably have to explain that to somebody. Like we were playing Uno, the card game. We were playing Uno one day in the kitchen, and like I was Dio. She always goes first. She puts down the first card one game. She's like, game on, Jew boy. I'm like, let's just cut that shit off right here in the kitchen, because nobody else is gonna think this is adorable as I do. Trust me, I'm actually kind of paranoid that fucking Alexa heard that shit, and I don't know who she's passing information to, but it's probably not good for us. So, like the board games thing, like that's become one of our like little like father-daughter rituals. She plays video games too, which is cool. Well, lately it was cool for a while, like when I could just, we could just play and I'd let her win and stuff like that. But now, like she's been making me play, Roblox. I want to fucking kill myself. I mean, because it's just, this is the first time it's like, I'm not like going easy on her or letting her win. She's kicking the fucking shit out of me. And I'm like, she's 9. I'm like, am I fucking stupid? Really? I mean, because like she makes me play this game. It's called Murder Mystery 2. Like where it's basically it's like hide and seek, except like instead of getting tagged when they find you, you get stabbed. And it's like you just like it's like a random thing, like where the computer picks whoever's it, and which is the murderer. And like I suck at games like that. I've always sucked at like games like Halo or what like. I'll play sports games. I'll fuck you up at some Madden, but I can't play games like Halo. I tried to play Call of Duty one year. Like it was the World War II version. Like I tried to play. I think I restarted it like 5 times. I just kept getting stuck behind the same fucking tank, and I couldn't get around the tank. I'm like, how the fuck do I get around this tank? Like I just want to walk around, and I just hear guys they're like, Sarge, over here. I'm like, yeah, I'll be there in a minute. I can't get around this tank. Like, come on, Sarge, we need your help. I'm like, how did I get promoted to sergeant? This is fucking, I can't even walk around a fucking tank right now. This sucks. But I mean, it's like, I can't, I'm terrible at games like that. Anything like I had to worry what's behind me and stuff like that, I fucking suck. And, it's this murderer game is like the same, where it's just like, I'm just getting fucking stabbed all the time. Like, and I hate when I get picked to be the murderer, because it's very similar to, I don't know if you ever played, there's a Friday the 13th game on PlayStation. I played that, like, I was on Twitch a few years ago playing that, and man, I suck at that. It's so bad, like, especially like, because I mean, it's the same type of thing. You get like a lobby with other people, and it's like, everybody's a camp counselor except one person gets picked to be Jason. And when I got picked to be Jason, everybody had a good weekend at camp that week. It's like, I mean, they're doing arts and crafts, sing-alongs and shit like that. Jason's out in the boathouse, like, I can't get out of here. Why the fuck do I get out of here? I mean, it's Saturday the 14th, Monday the 16th. Their parents are come picking them up and shit like that. I'm still, how the fuck do I get out? I just want to kill one person. I can't do it. But I suck at games like that. But yeah, we started playing board games a lot too, though. Like I was, that started getting really fun like a couple years ago. Like, because my wife usually goes to bed first. A lot of times, just me and my daughter up late, like playing Monopoly and shit. She always wants to be the banker, which significantly slows the fucking game down. But we get through. It's $48. I gave you $50. And she's homeschooled, so it's my fucking fault too. It's I can't really blame anybody. I mean, her teacher calls off a lot. She's not real committed to his job, but I mean, like when she found this game, my daughter found this game on YouTube. She made me and my wife play with her. Actually, it's called Bean Boozled. The jelly bean game? I don't know why she thought that would be fucking fun. Like, if you haven't played it, it's a jelly bean. You have like a bowl of jelly beans and a spinner. You spin the spinner, and if it lands on like green, you gotta eat a green jelly bean. And it might be juicy pear, and it might be fucking booger. It's amazing how accurate they are with fucking booger, dude. Like, you don't take it seriously till you eat the first one. It's like, oh, how bad can it be? That's a fucking booger. Shit. The worst thing, my wife and daughter are like, okay, whose turn is it? I'm like, I just ate a fucking booger, right? The game's over. Why do you still want to play? I mean, because you have to figure they had to taste test that shit on somebody. Just tastes like a booger to you? Like, oh, why are you asking me? Come on. We all see what you do at your desk. Let's go. But, so we decided to play to 5. Like, if you chew up the jelly bean and you swallow it, you get the point for it. Like, I couldn't even eat the good ones after a while. I was like, I still taste the Band-Aid from my lips, and it sucks. But my wife was killing us, though. Like, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with her taste buds. She's just plowing through them. Like, what? Was that the chocolate one? No, it wasn't. Can you stop chewing that at me at least? Jesus Christ. She was killing us, so she had like 4. My daughter might have had 1. I had nothing. Comes back around to me. Okay, it's your turn. I'm like, I lost. You said you played a 5. I'm like, yeah, that was before I fucking vomited. All right, why do you still want me to play? I felt like I was doing shots with my kid. Like, I'm just waiting for a cab. Go ahead. I'm like, fine. I spin the spinner. It lands on white. I'm like, oh, I haven't had white yet. It's either coconut or Jizz. All right, this is where I draw the line. I fucking hate coconut. And seriously, it's the only time in my life I ever opened my mouth like, oh my God, I hope it's jizz. Does that make me gay? Doesn't make you straight, John. But it's yeah. I just we have fun for the most part. I mean, my daughter knows she can get me to do pretty much anything. I mean, we've pretty much established over the past 9 years that I'm her bitch. It's a fun role. I mean, like the only activity like I adamantly try to get out of was whenever she wants me to play with her Barbie dolls with her. That's awful. Like, I don't know why she thinks it's like a selling point too. Like every time she tries to get me to play with her Barbie dolls with her, she's like, you could be Ken. I'm like, I don't want to be Ken. Ken makes me feel bad about my body. I hate Ken, fucking asshole. I mean, because Barbie dolls are pretty mundane. They don't have like a superpower or anything like that. They just do normal shit. When I was a kid, my favorite toys like that were like my Star Wars figures, because they flew spaceships, they had lightsaber battles, they did shit I couldn't physically fucking do. Everybody play with the Barbie dolls like, all right, what's the family gonna do today? Well, first we're gonna take the kids to school, then we're gonna go to the doctor, then we're gonna come back home and give the dog a bath. Like, can we stop at the DMV too? This is so fucking boring. It's like if you had Hot Wheels and you're like, yeah, they're all stuck in traffic. This is awesome. Like, oh, there's construction. I overheated. You know what I mean? It's Luke, I am your father. Yeah, I'll see you in court. Oh, okay, that's kind of lame. I mean, we have fun for the most part. I'm late to the party with Parenthood too. I'm 49 now. I was 39 when my daughter was born. Aging's a weird thing, because it's not all at once. You don't just wake up one day like, fuck, I guess I'm old now, everything hurts, and I don't understand any of this music, and fucking get off my lawn. It's a nice gradual decline into that person, but you get those little hints along the way that tell you you're getting old. Like, I hardly ever watch, like, regular TV anymore. I was end up watching TV on my laptop or my iPad or something like that. When you watch TV like that, it's usually by yourself, but it's not like you're getting around commercials anymore. You're getting advertisements. It's just now they're tailored specifically to who you are, which can be kind of spooky. I get a lot of fucking Viagra ads. I'm like, why does the internet always think I'm so flaccid? But apparently they do. It's funny to me. They've been running Viagra ads on TV and the internet for 20, 25, maybe 30 years almost now. They still have that same warning at the end of every ad. Seek medical attention if you have an erection that lasts longer than 4 hours. Thanks. Isn't that kind of just sound advice across the board? I mean, you can technically put that into any commercial and be like, you know what? Thanks for the advice, fucking Wendy's. Save 15% on auto insurance by switching to Geico, and you should probably see a doctor if you have a boner that lasts longer than the fucking Shawshank Redemption. What are you, an idiot? It's a long fucking boner to just ignore, don't you think, sir? Why is it 4 hours? I'd be inconvenienced at 1, to be honest. I mean, yeah, you could probably punch out. But I don't think I'm gonna need you. She's pissed about something. I don't know. Thanks for coming in. Like, every time I hear that 4-hour warning, I was thinking, like, I'd hate to be in that position. I hate to be the guy who had to show up in the emergency room with a fucking unwanted boner. I need to see a doctor. Oh, what seems to be the problem, sir? Oh, I fell. What the fuck do you think the problem is? Do you recognize a 4-hour boner when you see it? Let's go! And you call yourself a parking attendant. Come on, man. Actually, you leave the hospital now like, yeah, they said I have COVID. I didn't even know this was a symptom, but apparently it is now. You just have those moments aging. You feel yourself getting older, you see yourself getting older, you look in the mirror, you start seeing gray hairs, gray eyebrows and shit. Fucking poop my pants in the car. When I was on my way to the grocery store, it was an accident. As it usually is for most of us. I don't think anybody plans on shitting themselves, but it's one of those Tootsie Pop farts, It's not just a little treat, there's a turd inside. It's one of those times you poop your pants, but mentally you try to talk yourself out of that reality. Like, I'm sure I didn't poop my pants, and then you take a step, and it's like, I fucking poop my pants. That's gonna be a long night. But you know what? It wasn't the fact that I pooped my pants that night that made me feel old either. It was the fact that I still went shopping. I just don't give a fuck anymore, do I? Like, whatever, I'm just gonna buy milk and detergent, maybe offend the cashier, so what? Did you poop your pants? Nah. Most of it's in the car. No big deal. Yeah, I'm somebody's dad. I mean, like I think I think more about, like I said earlier, like I think more about my own. I think I'm more health conscious than I used to be. But when I say health conscious, it's like I know I'm fat. It's like I don't do much about it. I mean, my idea of like a health kick was like I used to drink a lot of Coke. I switched to sweet tea. Like, oh great, I successfully cut bubbles out of my diet. Way to make strides for a better you, John. I mean, because I've heard people say, like, the closer you get to 50, like, if you don't take care of yourself, that's when things start to, fall apart. And now that I'm 49, I would agree with that shit. Because, yeah, I just have, like, random shit happen. Like, I just had to have a tooth pulled not that long ago. It wasn't like a wisdom tooth or anything. It was just like a molar expired on me. Like I was biting into a Dorito and just cracked off like a polar ice cap. And I took the piece of tooth and I put it in a jar, like, but somebody gonna glue this back on? But I went to the dentist and like I ended up having to go to the dentist like 3 times over because I went the first time, like, yeah, I need to get this tooth pulled. Like, well, we need to x-ray it. I'm like, no, you don't. See the one that doesn't look like a tooth? Fucking get rid of that, please. And I hate getting dental x-rays because it's always an ordeal. Because I can never hold it straight for me. Because they always put that thing, they wedge that thing in your mouth like to where you're choking. They're like, here you go. Now, all right, it's halfway in now. It's fucking awful. Like, because I can never hold it straight and they can never get their shot. And it's always my fault. Like, now you have to hold it straight. I'm like, it is straight. Sorry, I'm not used to smiling with furniture in my mouth. Fucking take the picture. Finally, they get their shot. Like, yeah, we need to pull that tooth. I'm like, so I go back the next week. I get in the chair. The dentist shoots me up with Novocaine. And like he waits like 10 minutes, comes back and starts banging on my tooth with a dental toy. He's like, ding, 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 ding. He's like, can you feel that? I'm like, I can hear it. What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you doing that? He's like, I think you need more Novocaine. I'm like, yeah, probably in a better doctor. So he does the same thing. He gives me more Novocaine, comes back like 10 minutes later. Same thing. He's like, ding, 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 ding. He's like, does that hurt your tooth? I'm like, it hurts my feelings. Fucking stop. I mean, please. He's like, I think you're going to have to come back next week. You're going to have to be put under. You have to come back to see the oral surgeon. I'm like, oh, okay. What the fuck are you? Like, what are you, the janitor? I thought you were the oral surgeon, you fucking asshole. I'm like, okay, I'll leave, but can I get a happy ending? But I ask everywhere I go just in case. I mean, because, like, I think I worry more about, I worry more about my health. I mean, because, I've heard people say, like, more, like parenthood changes your outlook on life, it changes your perspective, and it does, but it changes who you are from the ground up, too. My wife and I will have moments we look at each other like, did you expect to be this person? It's like, no, I thought you'd leave by now. So, yeah, every day's a fucking win for me, I guess. But, I mean, because, like, when we met, like I said, we met in 2010. When we met, we were both just dog people. Like, when I met my wife, she had a dog, I had a dog, so when she moved in, we had some dogs. How that works, I guess. But now that the 9-year-old's fucking in charge, now we have 3 dogs, 6 cats. Hurts to hear, doesn't it? Yeah, try living that shit. I can't sit on the can anymore without a cat in the hammock. A little toilet papoose every time I sit down. Hey, we have 3 dogs, 6 cats, 2 rabbits, a horse. It doesn't live in the house. I don't know if he's fucking anybody, but I can only hope for his sake that he is. We just got a bearded dragon for some fucking reason, because, reptiles, that's a pet that just keeps on giving back. Like, I've never understood exotic pets. I wasn't in on that decision. Like, I had a friend when I was younger. He had a really big reptile as a pet. It was called a Savannah monitor lizard. Really, he just built a cage for it in his apartment, threw mice at it a few times a week. Like, why do you have this? It's not even a pet. It's a prisoner. Like, he's a pet. You can pet him. I'm like, I can pet him? Really? He's like, yeah, you can pet him. You just got to put these work gloves on first. I'm like, well, as snuggly as that sounds, I think I'm going to pass. But I was always a dog person my whole life. We have like I said, we have 6 cats now. We got the first. It's like we got the first 2. It was like right after everything shut down in 2020. We adopted 2 sisters from the same litter. Initially, the SPCA asked us if we wanted to foster them. I'm like, no, that sounds weird. Like, I'm not going to beat them or molest them, so you might as well join the family. I'm kidding. I molest the fuck out of them, actually. What? They're my cats? But you know, if you have cats or know anybody with cats, it's like once you get one cat, it's just like, fuck it. I guess we're open for business now, and we're a feline flop house all of a sudden. I mean, we've actually adopted a total of 7 cats. 6 of them are still alive. Really proud of that fucking number. Yeah, it was the third one we got, because we had the first 2 for like a year and a half. Came back from a road trip one weekend, and my wife and daughter had adopted another kitten. This little black cat, maybe like 4 weeks old. And I didn't mind, but you know, if you ever adopted from the Humane Society or SPCA, you know you gotta get them spayed or neutered. She was only 4 weeks old, so we had to wait a while. Right after Christmas that year, she came due for her surgery, and for some reason, my daughter starts freaking out about that one. She's like, I don't want her to go for her surgery. I don't want her to cut her open. I don't want her to go. Let's just keep her here. And I had to be the responsible adult. Go, no, look, I understand that you're scared, but all our pets are fixed. She's going to be fine. I know it sounds scary now, but once she has this surgery, it's going to lead a much healthier, happier, fuller life. And then she fucking died. So yeah, it was heartbreaking, and I got to look like a fucking asshole at the same time. It was great. We had to show back up the next day at the SPCA with a fucking pillowcase. Yeah, this one didn't work. It's fucking awful. I found out firsthand you can't be a grown man and cry over your dead kitten either, because nobody gives a fuck about you, apparently. I mean, because we walk in there, my wife's crying, my daughter's crying, I'm fucking misty. I mean, but think about it. I come up to you, I got tears in my eyes, you go, hey, what's wrong, John? And I go, oh, my dog died. You probably give me a hug, go, oh, I get it, man, I had a dog too. You commiserate with me. Same situation, though. I come up, I got tears in my eyes, you go, hey, what's wrong, John? And I go, one of my cats died. I'm lucky if you don't take my fucking wallet. That's a different reaction. I mean, even a lady working there, she runs over to my wife and daughter with hugs and tissues and shit, like, oh, I'm so sorry, it's gonna be okay. Oh, sweetie, I'm so sorry, it's gonna be okay. She gets to me, she's like, get a hold of yourself. I'm like, I'm gonna go check my spark plugs or something. Fuck off, all right? I loved her too. So we give her the pillowcase, because they actually had to take the body to do an autopsy to make sure we didn't do it, which turns out she had COVID, which makes sense. Hey, I tried to get that cat to wear a mask, but no. No, it was like a heart murmur thing. It was from the surgery. It sucked. So anyway, we give her the pillowcase. We start to walk out. My daughter like pulls on my shirt. She's like, hey, can we see if they have any other kittens for adoption? I'm like, wow, you got over that shit quick, didn't you? I'm like, yeah, but the thing is, like, I don't want to ask. Because, like, I know what happened to the kitten that died. I know that wasn't our fault, but I also know how it looks. Like, we just walked in there with a pillowcase full of dead kitten crying. Like, this is terrible. You have any more? I mean, it just doesn't, it looks fucking awful, but I also want my family to stop crying. So I said to the lady, I'm like, do you have any other kittens available for adoption? It's like, well, we don't have any kittens ready right now, but you can go to the adult cat room. There's a lot of cats in there who need a good home. I'm like, oh, that's great. That's not what I fucking asked you, though. Is it? Like, I don't want to go to the adult cat room. The adult cat room's fucking sketchy. These cats have been on the streets for a minute. They got a baggage I don't want to take home with me. Like, we walk in there, like, 3 of them are fucking smoking, playing dominoes and shit. I'm like, look, I don't want any trouble here. We're just here to look. Please, stop braiding my hair. I'm not comfortable with this place. As soon as we walk in, there's one cat that starts following me around everywhere. She's got one eye. Tail looks like she got in a fight with a fucking weed whacker. Like, hey, I need a good home. I'm like, I bet you do, but we just had a kitten die in us last night, and I don't think now's the time for a pirate cat. All right, it's us. It's not you. It's us. So she came home with us. But anyway, but really, the only thing, the thing that got me out of there that day was, like I said, the kitten that died was a black cat. My daughter wanted to get another black cat to replace our dead black cat because apparently we're the fucking Simpsons. So it was a couple days later, they call us and say, yeah, we have another kitten. This one's a boy. It's a black cat. Settled the shots, the surgery, everything's good. You can come pick him up whenever. I'm like, okay, cool. We go pick him up. Great cat. Brought him home. Great cat. Till he took a shit. I didn't know kittens could produce shit like that. It was big and rancid. Like, I had to look at my daughter like, did you shit in the litter box? I mean, like, the other cats wouldn't even go in the litter box. Like, you really expect us to share facilities with this motherfucker? I mean, it's like a chevron in there right now. He wrote his name on the wall and everything. Poor kitten's like, it's just my tummy, I'm sure. But we didn't want to just ignore it, so we took him to the vet like the next day. Vet looked at him and was like, I think it'll be all right. I think it's just an upset stomach. I'll give you some medicine to take home with you. It should be fine. I'm like, okay, cool. We start to walk out, and the vet pulls me to the side. Not me and my wife, me. Like, I'm suddenly the fucking problem here. It's like, Mr. Caparulo, can I talk to you for a minute? I'm like, yeah, what's up? He's like, how long have you had that kitten? I'm like, just a couple days. He's like, what are you feeding him? I'm like, oh, Chipotle. What the fuck do you think I'm feeding them fucking cat food like the rest of them? I mean, I took them to Taco Bell, but they ain't got no more food. And actually, my wife's been breastfeeding him. So maybe want to talk to fucking Chili Tits over there and get off my back, motherfucker. How about that? Now, can I get a happy ending? I'd like to get the fuck out of here. You guys have been fantastic. I appreciate you guys hanging out. Thank you, guys. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys. I really do appreciate you guys coming out for this. Thank you so much. If on your way out, if anybody wants to take a picture or anything like that, I'll be out there on your way out. If you don't, I understand. Otherwise, have a great rest of your night, great rest of your weekend. Thank you so much for being part of this. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise one more time for John